Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 69th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to see how we can pass structures to functions. Now you can see that using code blocks I've saved a file. I've given it the name structures to functions.c, and I have some code in this file that we're going to look at in just a moment. And on line 1 in the file I have the stdio.h header file. On line 2 I have the string.h header file, and then I have declared the structure with which we've been working for the past few tutorials, and it's called album. And to declare that, I've used the struct keyword, that's the struct keyword, and then it's got 4 elements. All 4 are strings. So there's a string called title that has 35 characters. There's a string called artist that can hold a maximum of 35 characters, and then number of tracks and year. These two elements are also of string type, or they are array of characters and arrays of characters, and then number of tracks can hold 5 characters, and year can also hold 5 characters. And in this tutorial we are going to see a new method of declaring structure variables. So if you do not want to declare structure variables inside the main function, then you can do it immediately after your structure definition. So after the closing curly brace, you can see that I have written the word album, and this word album, or this identifier, is now a structure variable, right? So you can use it the same way as you use the structure variables that you declare and define inside the main function. And it's just that instead of defining it inside the main function or declaring it inside the main function, we've declared it outside, right? And after you've declared it, you have to put a semicolon, right? So this is something that you should remember, and it's a quick way of declaring structure variables actually. And then on line 10 I have declared a function that's called display album, right? And this function is going to take structure as an argument, and it's going to work with it, right? So it's not going to return anything back to the main function, and main function for this function is going to be the calling function, right? So since it's not going to return anything, its data type is void, right? So I've mentioned the keyword void before the function name, and then the parameter list includes just one argument, and since it's of structure type, and since we want to pass a variable that uses this structure, that is a structure album, as a template, we have to specify the keyword struct first and then the name of the structure, right? So that's why I've written struct album, and then you have to specify a dummy parameter, right? So this is going to be the formal parameter for the function, and I've named it alb, right? And then I've put a semicolon to finish the function declaration. And then on line number 11 I have declared the main function. Inside the main function I have defined the structure elements for the variable album, right? So I've used the string copy function to initialize the title element for the album variable, and I've given it the value wish you were here. And then I've again used a string copy function. I've used it 4 times actually to initialize each of the 4 members, and I've used the member access operator to separate the name of my structure variable, which is album, all in small case, and the structure member names, right? So title gets the value wish you were here, and artist gets the value Pink Floyd, and then number of tracks 5, and the album year gets the value 1973, right? And then I have called the display album function with the structure variable, which is album, all in small case, as the argument, right? So the way you pass structures to functions is the same way as you pass other variables to functions, right? You just have to specify the name of what you're passing, and since in this case the name of our structure variable is album, which we've declared outside the main function right here, if you want to pass it to the function, you just have to specify its name within the parentheses in the call statement, right? And then outside the main function I've defined the display album function, which just consists of some statements that are going to display the values for the structure members for the variable album on screen. And since I've used the variable alb as the formal parameter for the function, I have to work with that. I cannot work with the variable album. I can do that if I would have specified it here, but since I specified alb here, I'm going to call my puts function with the parameter alb, right? So there are 4 puts function statements inside the function definition for display album function, and the first one displays the value of title, the second one displays the value of artist, the third one displays the number of tracks, and the fourth one displays the year. So let me run this program for you guys and show you guys the output. And there you go. Inside the output window we see that on line 1 we get the name of the album, which is Wish You Were Here. On line number 2 we see the artist name, which is Pink Floyd. Line number 3 we see the number of tracks, which is 5, and on line number 4 we see the year in which the album was released, and that's 1973. So you can make this program more interesting by using loops, and instead of having just one structure variable, you can have an array of structure variables. That's something that we discussed in the last tutorial. And again, you can enhance the appearance of the output, right? So right now it's displaying correct information, but you can't really say that the output looks nice, right? So you can have a few printf statements inside the display album function that display what actually you are displaying, right? So you can display some messages using printf. So you can work with this program and you can experiment with it. So I hope you guys had fun watching this tutorial. I'm going to see you in the next one, and please subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.